Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome to the highest level of StarCraft 2 imaginable, at least if you have a weak imagination. Today we have Bunny versus Clem. People with stronger imagination could, for example, imagine Maru instead of Bunny, but let's not spoil the fun here for ourselves. I think Bunny is a phenomenal gamer. I personally enjoy Bunny's playstyle much more than Maru's. Maru tends to be very good, doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He wants to sit back and relax. You know, he's a backseat gamer, Maru, and not that he, you know, while you're gaming, he's telling you exactly what you should be doing. Maru is a backseat gamer in that he's just sitting in the backseat of the car, he's kind of relaxing, hanging out, you know, not doing a whole lot until it's time to jump into action, and then, boom, he kills you in 5 seconds, or he stretches it out over 12 hours. Bunny is very different. Bunny doesn't really respect anything or anyone. Bunny doesn't care about doing the same all-in 6 times in a row if it works. He also doesn't care about doing the same all-in 6 times in a row if it doesn't work. Bunny just likes the all-in, okay? He does it for the love of the game. He doesn't need to win. Like, if the StarCraft 2 servers would be shut down tomorrow, Bunny would be playing on like a local... On his PC. He'd be playing in the offline mode of StarCraft 2, and he'd be SCV pooling the elite AI. That is what he would be doing. He'd be spending his time. He doesn't need to get paid. He doesn't care. He'd rather live on the street and all in the elite AI than never all in again. That's what he told me, at least. And so far, it seems to be true. He does all in an awful lot, and yeah, loving it. Hellions made their way across the map. Look at this. Hellion on the left, Hellion on the right. Gotta make my mind up, which Hellion do I take? Oh, look at that. Oh, beautiful little snipe. Oh, Clem. Yeah, you thought you were gonna get a fast Nexus? Look at that. Freaking 600 minerals in the bank. What are you? New? A terrible macro over here. He's just not doing a good job. He was floating 600 minerals before that Nexus. Now he's building 2 pylons at the same time. A disaster of an early game here for a good friend Clem. We get a 3rd gas on the way. We get Interference Matrix and a Raven. I've seen a lot of weird build orders, and this is definitely one of them. Are we going to play double Raven with this? I have no clue what this is, and I'm loving every second. Blink's about to finish up as the medevac flies away, spreads its wings and learns how to fly, and phew, out in the open it goes. It's going to be single Raven, which gets hidden with an Interference Matrix. I am so curious what this Interference Matrix is for. I am just... Oh my god. I am the most curious that I've ever been. Look at this! Oh, he's gonna scout this! He's like, oh, wait a second. That's weird. Is it Banshee? Oh my god, he's building Banshees. Quickly, build a robotics facility. Probably gonna see a battery in the main. Oh, he already is building a battery in the main. He's gonna build a battery on the 3rd here, most likely too, to deal with the Banshees, which do not exist. This is a made-up threat right now. Clem is fighting the demons in his head. I could absolutely coach him on that. I've been fighting the demons in my head for years now. Clem is going to go double forge. So his plan was to skip the robo, double forge, very high in upgrades. Or very high, just fast upgrades, really. Bunny is going to ruin that. I am so curious what this Interference Matrix is for. It was worth it, by the way, researching that just for the trick. Like, I don't mind spending the 50-50 on that, which is the cost of the Interference Matrix, I'm pretty sure. But I bet he has a plan for it, too. Like, there's no way that Bunny knew that he was going to get scouted. Well, it's possible, but it's unlikely. Is this a flanking mine drop? Like, he's going to put 2 mines here, and the Stalkers hopefully blink on top of it? That is a crazy plan, isn't it? I love a crazy plan, personally. Look at it, he's going to do it. And the best part about this is that it's completely reliant on Clem not paying attention, which makes it so much better. I hate these players that always assume that their opponent is going to make the right move. Bunny is the type of guy that believes you're going to make the wrong move. Oh, look at that. Hallucination is going to get spotted. Or sorry, Medevac is going to get spotted. Medevac's going to go towards the top side. Oh, Stalkers, look at that. I love being in the first position when someone's about to make a mistake. Like, he's going to blink right into the mines. Dude, Bunny's a genius. Oh! He lost a Stalker. He just lost a Stalker. Oh, he almost lost another Stalker. He's like, wait, what happened here? What happened here? He doesn't understand. He's confused. Clem is confused right now. It's going to get scanned here as well. There's an Immortal, which can be blasted by this interference matrix. 3 mines, 4 mines are going to siege up over here. Oi, that's a lot of damage. 1, 2, 3 auto turrets in the mix here as well, as the tank is dealing with those Stalkers extremely well. And Bunny completely ravaging Clem over here. Clem, who's been taking out big names in the TVP matchup. Some people said, oh, I think Clem is the best Protoss versus Terran right now. Isn't that funny? Protoss players, a Terran is better than you guys? Like, yeah, it's real funny, except he's losing to Bunny right now. How funny is that? Huh? Very funny to Bunny. As he runs in, he's going to snipe this Immortal as well. Interference Matrix was just here for moral support. Love to see it. GG gets called. The Korean Mastermind wins game number 1 here on the Throne of the Dunes. Honestly, a very good first game. Like, I know it was short. Just because something is short doesn't mean it can't be good. I know a lot of short things that work extraordinarily well, despite its comparatively small size. Pocket knives, for example. People often think, a pocket knife, how useful can it be in a street fight? Well, it's not super useful in a street fight, but if, for example, you have to cut a bit of rope that is extremely thin, your pocket knife might just save you. I always say to myself, if I ever were to get in a street fight, and I'd find myself with a pocket knife in my pocket, it's probably better not to use it. It's one of the many rules about street fights that if there's a knife, it's probably going to be used against you. It's the case with everything. So what I try to take with me in my pockets for street fights are snacks. In case he wants to use the snacks against me. You know, we'll start throwing hands at each other. Boom. I pull out a slice of apple pie. He grabs it from me and starts stuffing it in my mouth. All of a sudden, very different context in which we're doing this. You know, there might be some erotic tension. I read about this once, about if the people that get excited when they feed other people or when they eat. Yeah, it's like feeders and eaters. And they feed the other person and, you know, that gets them going. Maybe you get lucky in a street fight. You give the other guy some apple pie and he happens to be a feeder. Much better than a pocket knife, which he can just take from you and stab you with. Second game is going to be on Tytos Citadel. Corby for Nexus out of Clem. I wonder how... Actually, I can look into Clem's mind a little bit. He is going to be thinking after that first game, he's going to be like, why the hell did I go double forge? He thinks the problem was the double forge. I actually truly believe that he believes that the problem was the double forge. I don't think the problem was the double forge. I don't know what the problem was. I think Bunny's just a freaking gangster. But the double forge is like, it didn't super help, but it wasn't the reason. Like, he got blasted so hard, like 200 minerals extra and 100 gas would not have changed the outcome of that battle at any point. Not possible. So I'm curious to see how Clem is going to change things up. It wouldn't surprise me if he goes for a slightly more aggressive option. So I'm personally thinking maybe something along the lines of Twilight into robotics facility. I'm gonna get that blink out, 3-gate prism, bada bing, bada boom, baka boom, and we're, you know, in the main base, killing SCVs, blasting tanks, doing what we can, you know. Oh, this is nice. This is real nice. Oh, this single adept is ruining Bunny's life quite a bit. I don't understand how that is possible. If I were to play against Clem, then this would never happen, you know? Like, this is good damage already. Hellion is taking a freaking beating too here. It's gonna be a rush into Banshee, I think. Wow. That's a nasty little build here too. Either a rush into Banshee or Raven Rush. Raven Rush has made the rounds as of late. It's been getting more popular. So rather than getting anything, you know, like a medevac and mines, which you need to micro, you just get a Raven, you fly it across the map, and you start dealing damage. It is extraordinarily strong, I think, against things like 3-gate Robo. I actually think it's very good against that with late Nexi. Because 3-gate Robo heavily relies, the 3-gate Robo Prism heavily relies on dealing damage. And with this particular build, your tanks are actually quite fast too. You can have 2 tanks out before the Prism hits, which is a huge deal. Oh, what's going on over here? Oh, this is an awkward fight. Not a very good one, let me tell you. He just lost a Hellion. Didn't lose anything else. But just because you only lose a Hellion doesn't make it a good fight. It's still a terrible fight. Like, you shouldn't be losing the Hellion. Oh, lift! 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 There we go. Okay. Oh, sorry, raise. It's not lift. Raise the depot. Okay, it's going to be 3 gas. If this is a Prism... Ooh. I'm starting to like this quite a bit. I am starting to like this quite a bit, let me tell you. And see how greedy Clem is playing. Units all around the map, wanting to find a mine drop that isn't there. It's going to be this Raven. Oh, they're just barely missing each other. Look at that. Oh, I'll be missing you. Ooh, Raven's gonna go in. It's gonna fly straight into the Stalkers. Terrible micro here out of Bunny. What could have been so beautiful ends up as... well, he keeps it alive, but... Hey, this thing is going to need to go home to get repaired. And Clem knows that. Clem's just going to go across the map himself. Second tank already on the way out. Like I said, the beauty of this build is that you're going to have 2 tanks by the time the prison makes its way across the map. And you still need to keep units at home usually. Right now, there's just a single Stalker. Imagine this Raven didn't take 500 damage. Like, those auto turrets would be annoying. You would need to build batteries or keep like 3 Stalkers at home. Oh, if this dies, that would be awful. Oh, there we go. It's gonna die. Guaranteed. There you go. Boom. The one chance of harassing is now gone. Explain that to your boss, huh? Mr. Raven. That's even your real name. Disgusting. Okay, tank is gonna move a little bit further forward. Ooh, you don't want to do that mid-fight usually. Marauder's gonna get taken out though. Target the low ground. Always target the low ground with the tank if you can. Okay, 1 Stalker goes down. Take a look at the resources lost though. 845 to 300. Oi, 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 oi. Stim almost done though. Dude, Stim is gonna be so fast. Clem, this build is so good. I don't want to oversell it, but I feel like if I'm not overselling it, I'm underselling it because this build is so good. The stim is so quick. Like this game went so awful for Bunny. Like this was the worst possible outcome for Bunny. It really was. Like he lost the Raven. He didn't keep anything at home. He lost a bunch of units in the early game. His CC got delayed. He's not building SCVs, by the way. I'm not sure if that's a mistake. Or if this is a decision. It feels like a mistake because now he's building them again. Now he's going to need the SCV pool. It's the only play he really has. It really is the only play he has because he cut workers for like 10 minutes here. He has 41 workers against 57. There we go. SCV's coming off the lines. We're starting to walk across the map once more. And I am excited for this. Very similar to the last game. And Bunny is just, sharp timing after sharp timing. That's what he does best. If there is a timing to be made, he makes it. They call him the Timing King. A very odd nickname, but it is what they call him. I don't make the rules. I just follow them. Timing King it is. Okay, there's a couple of mines in here. Oh, Colossus is out. Okay, this is going to go horribly. SCVs are too late. Zealots are already connecting with the tanks, which is exactly what you don't want. The SCVs are there to stop the Zealots. I guess Bunny hadn't expected the fight to start this early, but... I mean, your opponent's not going to give you a warning signal. They don't... toot the war horn before they run in. SCV's now dying against the Colossus. This is still a decent fight, honestly, for Bunny. Had he not lost absolutely everything before this fight started, I actually would say, you know what, he's winning. But now he's not, because he doesn't have tanks, so he can't clear the Colossus. But honestly, this is so freaking close. Like, that's just to show how good this build is. Like, this was the perfect game for Clem. The early game went as well as it could have. I don't think there's a realistic scenario in which you get a better early game against this build order. And Clem is still, like, this was close. Both tanks died before the fight. And still pretty freaking close. But Clem takes it. It's going to be 1-1 here on Tytos Citadel. We're going to end this series on a map made for Andy Warhol and Quentin Tarantino. 10,000 feet. This is what their heaven looks like. This is also what the heaven looks like for a lot of Terran players, by the way. Terrans freaking love this map. I don't know why, but they're big fans. It's going to be double gas fake proxy. Look at this. Let's see what Clem is going to respond to this. I'm actually very curious. Is Clem a zealot cuck? It is hard to say. So you have these Protoss players that will do something like this and then get a zealot out. They'll scout the lack of a barracks and they're like, oh, I want a zealot. I am curious if he's one of them. He doesn't strike me as a zealot loser. He really doesn't. Ooh, core's going to be over here. Oh, it's a zealot loser. So this is the dream scenario. It actually is. And he's also scouting around. Ooh, that is double low test. Oi, 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 oi. Clem is going to need TRT. Extremely soon. Oh, triple. 3 probes on the map right now. Look at this. He wants to know what's going on. And the zealot. I would just leave the game at this point. The amount of money this is costing you in the factory that is proxied. Bunny is a genius. Oh my god. This is actually so freaking cool and I've never seen this before. Oh my god. This is so smart. So, as a Protoss player myself, something that very frequently happens in these types of scenarios is you're there with your probe in the main base, and you think it's like a real proxy, and then like maybe a 1-1-1 or something, but then you see the factory in the wall. Bunny also proxied the factory. He says, you know what, if I'm going to fake out my opponent, I'm going to fake out my opponent properly. What the hell is Clem doing? Clem scouted with 3 workers the entire map, didn't find anything, gets a Nexus at 29 supply, build a Zealot, which he's going to lose for free here. Well, maybe not for free. There's also a Stalker. I think he's going to lose the Zealot eventually, because there's going to be 3 Reaper, 1 Hellion. That should be decent enough. And he's going to go for the low ground CC. Okay, he's going for that. I was going to say, that was... Okay, that was too much even for me. It's like, low ground CC? What have you been smoking? Unbelievable. Some weed, probably. Because that is absolutely off in the head. Unbelievable. Freaking Bunny. Clem probably still confused where the hell these buildings are. It's going to get a Twilight Council 3 minutes into the game. It's like legit 40 seconds later than you want it to be. This Adept is going to die. Look at that. It's going to raise the depot. So raise your depot. Da-na-na. Oh, he's going to keep this here. 2 Hellions, 3 Reapers go across the map. This is going to hit like a... Well, not really like a truck, but kind of like a truck. There's no battery. Can you fight 2 Stalkers with 3 Reapers and 2 Hellions? Is that... I don't even know. Bunny here is like, wait a second, you don't have any probes on your natural? I came here to kill probes on your natural, buddy. What do you think I'm doing? Was a recall used on the Adept? Yeah, recall was used on the Adept. We now get a second gateway, 40 seconds after a standard gateway. I think Bunny is even more confused than I am. Bunny's like looking at what the hell was his response? This is the most confusing thing I've seen in my life. I don't even think Bunny knows if he's ahead or not. Like, he's scouting for a proxy. He's like, oh my god, my opponent's an idiot. He's proxying something. It has to be. His Nexus was so late. He's like looking for a proxy robo or something. Still going to go for the interference matrix as well as the Raven. This is going to trigger a fast robotics facility, by the way, out of Clem. Look at that. Next structure here is going to be the robo. 3, 2, 1. There you go. Oh, over here. Very far up north. I hate this position for the robotics facility. I don't think it's going to have an impact, but a very common tank spot is like something right over here. And maybe even a tank over here. And then you can shell away at the robo. And this area is really difficult to get around for the TOS army. So I prefer having the robo down here very frequently, and then a backup pylon over here. So I don't love the positioning that we got going on over here. Now, Reaper, Hellion, Hellion, still moving around the map. Worker count is 32 to 38, but Bunny, once he gets the double mules going, is actually going to be in a pretty fine spot. 2 tanks, okay. This is such a funny little army as well that could have very serious attacking potential as like a base trade later on. Clem is playing 2 base forge. He is so afraid of life right now. He has no clue what's going on. Clem just had the worst opener in the entire world. He's now scouting. He saw that there was something being researched, didn't see the Raven. And there's interference matrix. Let's go 2 base robo way. I think the safer play is actually to go for 2 base Templar archives here. In case it is Raven. And even against Banshee, there's nothing wrong with Templar. I don't mind them. The problem with Colossus is that if you're relying on Colossus to stay safe and your opponent has an interference matrix, or even 2 interference matrix, you're going to be in a world of trouble. And I think that is the world that we're moving towards right now. Bunny is going to have Stim and Combat Shield like 50 seconds from now or so. Yeah, it's going to have decent supply as well, because he has triple barracks building crap. He's going to wait for these 2 medevacs, or maybe he's just going to go across the map. Honestly, if he pulls the boys with this, I don't see a world at all in which Clem is going to hold this. It's just simply not going to be possible. Even without the boys, this is going to be so hard. Raven is here, tanks are out. Marauders need to be in front. These tanks are pretty important, I'm not going to lie. You would like to keep them alive. Raven is the key though. The Raven is the absolute key. If the Raven dies, then maybe the Colossus can be useful. If the Raven doesn't die, that Colossus is as useless as the rest of this army. Nice shot there. That tank dealt so much damage. Boom. Smack bang in the middle. Like a bad boy. 3 SCVs coming out right now. Want to repair this tank? Cool move. It's going to be a single Colossus. And usually, you're really relying on that Colossus to basically do everything for you. Because you're playing against the Colossus as the Terran from here on out, you probably want to jump on top of this army. So you interference and you run at it. So you're not going to be using your extraordinarily close like your tanks as much. Oh, there we go. Interference Matrix gonna connect with the tank. Very well done. Target fire needs to be on the Stalkers. A little bit too much there on the Zealots in my mind. Bit of an odd decision. Double bunkers now coming down. We don't have a second Interference Matrix. I think the first one missed or something. I saw something fly across my screen, but it didn't quite work out. Oh, look at this! Freaking, what did I tell you about the tank position, man? I've played this map too often, and I've lost to this. Second Colossus is barely gonna get out. I cannot believe it. I've had this scenario happen too often to myself, where I build it over here, and then the tank... Like, these tanks, they're so nasty. They're so nasty. Now there's never gonna be a third Colossus. Thermal Lance is about to finish up, though. That's gonna be a huge deal, because the tank count isn't growing anymore. Okay, these units are gonna get caught by the Stalkers. Really nice movement out of Clem. Like, phenomenal movement out of Clem. I'm a huge fan of this. A couple of units just gonna go down. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Income is actually better for Bunny right now, despite there being a third base. So, Bunny probably believes that he's on a timer, but we know that Clem is actually on a timer, money-wise. So this base right now is being attacked. There's nothing there. A random depot being added into the mix. I'm a fan of that. I wonder if with 6 Stalkers, can you fight 3 Marauders with a medevac? I guess yes. Yeah, he's in a couple of Marines there, though. Like, this is scary for Clem. This really is quite scary. Is there... Yeah, there is Concussive Shell as well. So one Stalker goes down. Oh, here comes a recall. That's a big portion of the force. Whoa. I think the tanks just need to stay here. Like, he's just seen the complete lack of mining from here. He doesn't need to move forward. It's gonna drop them. I think this puts them in danger more than before. I am not a huge fan of this. Although 3 extra bunkers is going to pack a serious punch. Here we go, next fight. Interference Matrix on the Colossus on the bottom side. Tank fire once again on the Zealots. Bad target fire here. Bunkers are tanking a lot of damage, though. Bunny still has a lot of supply. 3 bunkers remaining as well, but the Colossus are loosening their shots. They're shooting. And the bunkers with their long range. And Marauder count is still good. Viking shows up. Medevac count is phenomenal, by the way, here. It's a game changer, I think. The medevac count. What's that, like 6? Look at you, man. Raven, if it can stay alive, would be great for an Interference Matrix later on. Marauder count is very good, too. I think Bunny's going to snipe the third base here. Has his own third command center behind this. Bunny is an all-inner, but he can also play macro games. He just doesn't like doing it. So we're going to hit a fat mine in the middle of that sentry ball. 1 sentry goes down. Stalker also takes a lot of damage. 2 Vikings now following this up with. We already have one out. Interference Matrix soon will be available again. This Colossus is gonna get taken out. And Clem, oh, he's dying. He's regretting getting those Colossus. Let me tell you. He's like, oh no, I got got by the freaking Interference Matrix. Yeah, Vikings being sniped out here. Bunny with a beautiful build, great execution. 5 or 6, what was it? 6 bunker contain. Takes a massive lead here. He's gonna fly the third base over. Adds a second starport, more barracks. You know what many Terran players here would do? They'd add an armory, second eBay, go for the macro game. Bunny's just gonna go for another all-in behind this. Like, he's already killing his opponent, and he's thinking about killing him again later. He's like, what if he comes back? Like, yeah, that's good. You never know. 7 sentries out, 8 sentries, 10 sentries. That's not gonna be a real defense. I love that Clem is, he's trying his best. He says, you know what? I just want to be sure that I can survive, and you're gonna be sure to survive for a bit, because you can force field forever, man, but you're freaking cooked. Templar Archives comes out. Oh no. This is so funny to me. This is so funny to me. Oh. The freaking Bunny with his builds, man. The freaking Interference Matrix. Most Terrans don't even have a hotkey for that upgrade anymore. That's how little they use it. Bunny just uses it twice in this series and wins both games. One time without even using it. Oppa, nice blink. Clem staying alive here, by the way. Freaking shout out to that, let me tell you. Big shout out to that. But I mean, this is an issue. Wait, there's not even a single eBay. Okay, now we're gonna get +1. This was entirely done without an eBay. I didn't even realize. That's actually kind of scary. That's actually kind of scary. As the kids would say, no cap. That is no cap. Like, not having upgrades at all, and then no Ghost Academy yet. Okay, he's gonna need that Ghost Academy. Like, the sentry count is great. Guardian Shield is putting in a lot of work here as well. We're gonna get dropped on top of this army. That feels scary. Oh. Arkham being warped in. Another Guardian Shield comes in. Force Field's barely not good enough, though, as 7 sentries end up falling Archon on the way out as well, as I think that Bunny once again has done it. Like some crazy maneuvering, but this feels good, although this is kind of being pushed back. +1 attack is actually doing some serious work here too. Nice, such nice control out of Clem. You can just feel that if Clem survives into a standard mid game, Bunny is dead. Like, Bunny is not gonna beat Clem. Okay? There's absolutely no way. Like, we get Liberators now as a follow-up. Bunny is not here for a long time or a good time. He's just here to kill the other guy. Getting Agent 47 on a roll. Clem is gonna move across the map, which is ballsy. Kind of crazy, I would even say. I love the Zealot run, by the way. I think that's a really good call. Do we have Storm available? Yes, we do. That's gonna hit big time. Zealots, meanwhile, entering the natural. Clem's gonna lose a lot of his important units in the middle. And these Zealots, they're not getting the damage that they need. If you kill 15 workers here, I'd say, you know what, that's pretty freaking good. If you kill 5 and you lose 7 Zealots, where you're practically down in eco, it's not as great of a look. So the Marauders made their way across the map, take out the pile, and we get a scan medevac. It's gonna get targeted down at some point, I think. I can only imagine. Good blink away. You have a Storm available, 2 Archons in the mix as well. Fort Base coming out right now. Another Zealot run by would be fantastic as a Robo gets rebuilt. Don't forget, the upgrades are in favor of Clem still. If he actually gets to survive with the Fort Base, he has a decent chance. But these Liberators are scaring me. Because these Liberators cannot really be easily sniped. We're gonna try it. One volley with the Stalkers, but no. Now we get the Siege up. We get the EMPs on top of the Templar, and there's nothing left here. There's not much left. There's not much left at all. As the Nexus gets targeted down, probes get pulled, and GG gets called, and Bunny with an unlikely bunker, 6 bunker attack off of a Raven Rush with Interference Matrix. Ends up winning this series with a 2-1 score. What a show. What a show.